Hello and welcome to Cracking the Cryptic. So today what we're going to try is a bit of an experiment. Simon's had this idea that it might be interesting to see how I do with a Times crossword puzzle if I'm only given the definitions, and conversely how I do if I'm only given the wordplay. So I'm going to have a go at Tuesday's puzzle with only the definitions, which he's typed out and sent me, and then I'm going to have a go with only the wordplay, and we're going to see how that plays. Now, in terms of my expectations, I would think the wordplay one will probably be quite difficult, because for any small benefit one gets from each clue knowing which bit is the wordplay, I think the extra difficulty of not knowing what the defined answer is will outweigh that, what not knowing what it has to mean. So I think that'll be hard. But with the definitions only, I think there is certainly a benefit in immediately isolating which bit of the clue is a definition. There's probably going to be a bit of guesswork along the way and seeing what answers fit together, more like an American puzzle. And there could be one or two at the end that are very difficult without any wordplay to guide one. But I'm hoping that apart from that it won't be too difficult. So let's have a go and see. So here come the clues, definitions only. So we've got one across, cut off. I can't tell if that's past tense, could be isolated. Two down, Syrian neighbour. Israelite and Jordanian would be too long. No, I don't know. Three down, episcopal dignity. Health problem. Ooh, okay. This is harder than I was expecting, I think. What's 10 across? Unacceptable. Oh, unacceptable. A bit rich. Is that unacceptable? Yeah, a bit rich. Let's try that. Sorry. A bit rich. And that would fit with Lebanese as the Syrian neighbour. That's possible, certainly. Cut off is not isolated, it's got an L. Health problem. There's quite a lot of possible health problems. Intoxicant. Ooh, okay. 12, intrusive. Okay, this is quite tough. 15, a shade of green. Jealous, but that's not a shade of green. 15, she. That's just going to be a female name, I imagine. 16, hard-skinned. 18, sea leader. Ah, you see now. That must be some sort of bishop, mustn't it? And that's helping because it's diagnosed which bits of the clue. That would be very misleading in the clue context if I'm on the right lines. But on the other hand, I don't know what the answer is. So let's go back to the ones we've got some help for. Episcopal dignity. That's quite, I mean, is it really an abstract noun relating to bishops? Crikey. Okay, this is harder than I was expecting by a distance. Undergarments, 23. Wow. Okay, this is extremely hard to do with no wordplay. So let's really focus. Health problem. 4. Pain. That's probably a health problem. How would that work with cut off? Cloistered. Oh. Wow. Intoxicant. Well, alcohol, but that's not going to fit. Concrete, I can't see. Incurable. Remediless. I don't think that's a word. Straight at 22. That could be above board. Maybe the phrase as well. It doesn't have to be. Senior woman, that's a doyenne. Okay, well they go together. How about 27 across? Snarl. Ah, well that'll be entangled, not like a dog's snarl, but snarl up. 25, I mean when I say that'll be, I'm kind of probable. material beginning with N. 24 means. 18 sea leader. So as I say, this diocesan, that's a word for a bishop, I presume. And there, yeah, I think sea leader is very helpful if that's right. Barstool, supporter and pub. That's okay. Now what's this material? Should be able to get that from this. I think it's almost certain to be a type of material, but although I know quite a few of those from crosswords, I can't think of anything that fits there. 17, lost money, so it's something debt. Oh, bad debt is money that is lost. It's not a verb, past tense. 6, incurable. Terminal? No. 7, stubborn. Obstinate is too long. Mule-like? That wouldn't be just 8. Building. Tenement? That's a type of building. Conduct or conduct at 14. Lead, but then that wouldn't go with a building at 8 down. Building could be the abstract noun. Wow. Okay, this is not easy. Oh, undergarments must be lingerie, I suppose. Reddish colour, ending with an N. She's just a girl's name, but I don't know what. It could be landlady or something weird like that. 16, hard-skinned. It could be biological, or it could be even metaphorical. Play. Activist, okay. Eco-warrior, that would fit. So that's good. If I could type without hitting the space bar, that would go in. So eco-warrior. Now the reddish colour, ending in O something N. Maroon, but I feel that's almost a giveaway and I can't come up with it. That's irritating. 15, the shade of green. Shade of green. Whoa, I just don't know. Intrusive. Meddlesome. Episcopal dignity. Something dom. Episcopal dignity. That can't be a person, can it? Unacceptable. Could be a bit much rather than a bit rich. Could be something completely different. 5 down, intoxicant. Alcohol would fit if there was a C at the end of 10 across, but that doesn't look plausible. Ethanol. Is that an intoxicant? Is that part of alcohol that intoxicates? It at least fits. 9 across, concrete, beginning with a T. Probably the adjective rather than the noun, but still. 11, boozer, alehouse? Yeah, alehouse. Could degenerate be incurable in the medical sense? Let's try it. 7, stubborn. Ooh. 8, building. Tenement would still fit. That would make concrete end in an E. Conduct end in an E. I'm going to put it in. It isn't far from certain, but it is at least possible. Concrete. Stubborn, recalcitrant, obstinate, mulish. Refusive. That's not a word. Oh, back to this shade of green. That would really help. There's lots of letters needed in that. Shade of green. Again, like the shade of red, it just feels like it must be straightforward, and I just don't know what it is. Emerald green, Kelly green. Cut off. Truncate, but maybe the Syrian neighbour could be wrong. Lebanese fits nicely with meddlesome. I mean, none of those are certain. Ethanol and degenerate and degenerate are not words that I'm very confident about. Hard-skinned with an N. Shell, carapace, scaly. Wow, this really is hard this way. That's quite interesting and surprising. I mean, I'm on the point of thinking about giving up here. Material. I can't think it's material as in germane or relevant. That doesn't really seem to work, so I'm just left assuming that I can't think of whatever material this could be. There is a word naensuk, but I don't know, it could mean anything. It could be an Indian material, but it could be almost anything, as I say, so I don't know what that would be. 15, I mean, there's not much point guessing a girl's name that might fit. There'd probably be several, not that I can think of any. Hard-skinned, I mean, it would be very useful to get that one or the shade of green. Reddish colour. Rose. I mean, there are quite a lot of red colours, crimson and scarlet and gules. Saffron might be a reddish colour, Titian, auburn, but none of those work here. Episcopal dignity. I mean, I can't even think of a word that fits with what I've got here so far. I mean, I already had diocesan as the C leader at 18. Episcopal dignity. Don't suppose there's any chance Simon's mistyped dignitary. One across, cut off. 4 down, health problem. I don't think it's pain, but some sort of ailment, maybe a specific disease, health problem. 9, concrete. No, I think I'm going to have a look at the actual clues. I've got the puzzle. No, that's the wrong one. There we go. Here we go. So let's have a look at 1 across. Cut off as required, keeping curled hair. Don't know. 3 down. Rogue artist defending the episcopal dignity. Rogue artist. It's quite possible I've entered a lot of wrong answers. 9 across. Root finally cracked. Belgian concrete. Oh dear. So that's tangible. So it certainly is the adjective, but it means I've got degenerate wrong. Inveterate is incurable. Okay, well, that's fair enough. Now, stubborn. Can I get that now? Must be ob, like obstinate. Ob. Straperous, ob. I don't know. I'm going to have a look at the shade of green clue. Something deceptive about valley turning a shade of green. Something deceptive could be a lie, a con, and the valley could be a dale giving a celadon. Well, I know that's a word, but I wouldn't have known it was necessarily a shade of green, I'm afraid. What's that giving us for this episcopal dignity? Cathedra. I think that's an English word as well as appearing in ex cathedra. I think that's the answer. Cathedra. Now, one across was cut off. So back to the clue, cut off as required, keeping curled hair. A lock, blockade to cut off. I suppose I should have been able to think of that. No reason why not. 4 down, health problem. Still don't know. Oh, well, remember this could have been a bit much, couldn't it? So that's probably more likely. This could be ague now. Let's just check the clue. Onset overlooked in unspecified, so it's vague without V. I'm going to look at the clue for 14 across. Conduct. Whiskey taken before degenerate. If I'd known it was in the clue set, I wouldn't have thought it could be an answer. Whiskey taken before degenerate conduct. So it must be W for whiskey. And then a 3-letter word for degenerate. And the whole thing meaning conduct or conduct. I suppose it could have tenement wrong. Could have alehouse wrong. Okay, I'm going to have a look at the clue for 7 down. Stubborn alumnus expected to harbour trader. Obdurate. See, why couldn't I think of that? Don't know. That's just a fail by me. Let's check the clue to 8 down. See if tenement workers dividing opinion. Yeah, men in tenets, and that was a correct guess. Conduct. What was it? Whiskey taken before degenerate. Wage. Conduct war is to wage war. Wow. 15. Now she could be Caroline. That's about the most plausible female name that would fit there. Play. Romp, maybe. 16. Hard-skinned. Laminate? Laminary? Yeah, it could be. If it was reddish colour, beginning with N. Nut brown? With no hyphen? I'm going to look at the clue for that. Burnt fragments have reddish colour. Nut brown, which is not 3-5, but 8 apparently. So this must be laminate. 24 down, means. Okay, I'm going to look at the clue for 25. If it is nainsook, I'm going to be quite annoyed. New article, popular, in, such, fine, so okay material. So that's a classic case of me knowing a word that's in the dictionary and not having a clue what it means. And the means at 24 down. I can't even think of something that gist. Not really. Let's have a look at the clue. Daughter in torment at last finds means. by dint of something. Crikey. That's interesting. I mean, I suspect that's a fairly normal difficulty times puzzle, because any of the clues I've looked at there aren't painfully difficult. There is a bit of vocabulary. Obviously, I didn't know Celadon and Mainsuk what they meant, although I knew they were words. But I mean, some of those that I wasn't able to do really. Wage, meaning conduct. It's not a word that would have occurred to me without the wordplay. It just goes to show, the definitions alone are pretty difficult. Yeah, they're not enough. Interesting experiment, interesting result. I mean, clearly some way away from being solvable by the definitions alone, in my opinion. I mean, if you could come up with that from just those definitions, I think it'd be really somewhere between brilliant and clairvoyant. It takes a fair amount of guessing, as you can see I was doing. Very hard. Very interesting experiment, though, actually. Thanks for watching. Do rejoin us for the second half of the experiment, possibly tomorrow, maybe the next day, when I post a video about solving on wordplay only. Thanks very much for watching. See you again.